The man had just bought a new bicycle, but after riding it for a short while, the chain fell off. As he bent down to fix it, he suddenly saw something that would change his life forever. In that moment, Davidson had a bold idea to put an engine on a bicycle. He immediately shared the idea with his friend Harley, but Harley, who had studied engineering, thought it was unrealistic.
Metallurgy, combustion science, machine tools, and money. None of which we have.
I've known you since we could walk. You were born for this. You know it too.
Yet Davidson wouldn't let it go, so the two of them snuck into a local theater. On stage, a woman slowly rode out on a motorcycle, captivating the entire audience. But Harley was focused only on the bike, carefully studying its structure and quickly sketching it out. Unfortunately, the two were spotted by a security guard and got thrown out of the building. Later that day, they brought their sketches to a factory, hoping the owner would help them build the engine. But the boss took one look at these young dreamers and not only turned them down, but also mocked them on the spot.
We call ours the Davidson Harley Merkel.
Ah! My name comes last, huh?
You are last to the show, sir. We would give you a majority ownership as well.
I get it, kid. But this won't work. Bike frame can't carry the horsepower.
Little did he know, he had just rejected a future legend. With no other option, the two decided to build it themselves. They converted an old shed at Davidson's house into a workshop. They had no money for parts, so they secretly took spare pieces from the factory where they worked. They also used factory tools to build the engine casing. One day, Davidson was caught stealing parts by his older brother, who happened to be a supervisor. To avoid suspicion from others, his brother gave him a public beating, but in private, he quietly let Davidson take the parts. And so, using stolen scraps and determination, the two young men built their very first engine. 3 young men built the first Harley motorcycle from scrap parts. It was more like a bicycle with an engine, still started by pedaling.
Go. Keep pedaling, keep going. See? It works!
Walter conducted his first test ride. This strange-looking car stands out among the bicycles on the street. Passers-by stopped and watched one after another. He sped through the city like a wild horse. Until the gas ran out and he had to push it home. He was thrilled, thought this could change everything. But at that time, Indian motorcycles were already selling nationwide.
So we gotta be different.
Ours needs to be bigger, stronger, faster.
Walter invested all $175 he had to join the Harley-Davidson team. Bill redesigned the engine to make it faster and stronger. Then came a shock. Bill got accepted to college. His family's dream had finally come true. So he quickly told them the good news. But Walter was angry, cause he just bet everything and felt betrayed. Still, Arthur stayed committed. He took the prototype Harley to a race. But before it even started, the engine caught fire. The crowd laughed. Without Bill, it was hopeless. Walter had to pay a high price to hire a mechanic from an Indian car shop. In order to increase their popularity, they continued to participate in various competitions. The Harley always drew attention, but organizers kicked them out for being too heavy. Walter refused to quit. He raced from outside the track. At the last moment, he broke through the fence and entered the arena. Winning first place, the crowd went wild. They'd beaten Indian. A businessman was impressed. The investor offered to back them. Arthur returned home with $1,000. His family finally took him seriously. Even his father joined the team. Their garage soon became a factory. But the bike still had problems, and only Bill could fix them. They begged him to come back, but he already had a job offer from a big firm. Arthur said, "We have funding now."
1 million men built the pyramids, and none of their names are on it. Ours could be.
In the end, Bill stayed behind, and the company started with his name, Harley-Davidson. No one imagined that this shed-born machine would one day become a global motorcycle legend. This was the first Harley-Davidson motorcycle in the world. Depend on its impressive performance, Harley-Davidson gradually became a trusted brand. Riding on that momentum, they launched a compact twin-cylinder engine. The engine featured a 45-degree angle, which fit perfectly with the frame, and delivered 810 cc of powerful displacement. With this engine, Harley sold 1149 motorcycles that year. Just as they were celebrating, a businessman approached them with a new race event. The competition would take place on a 60-degree wooden rack. With over 7,000 spectators expected, it was a golden opportunity to boost brand visibility. However, the race required speeds of 80 mph, and brake systems were not allowed. All riders had to endure extreme centrifugal force, essentially risking their lives. Arthur was hesitant to join such a dangerous race, but for the sake of promotion, he eventually agreed. Walter entered the race once again, bringing along a rookie rider. As the race began, all bikes sped onto the slope track. Some riders crashed due to collisions, while others fell from engine overheating. Harley's two racers maintained a strong lead. In the second lap, they nearly lost control, trying to avoid a fallen competitor. On the third lap, someone rushed onto the track to help an injured rider. The Harley bike couldn't swerve in time, and an accident occurred. After the crash, Harley sales plummeted. Worse still, World War II broke out, and fuel was reserved for the military. The motorcycle market collapsed, and the company was on the verge of bankruptcy. Arthur came up with a bold idea to redesign their bikes for military use. Military officials reviewed the proposal and were impressed, placing an order for 20,000 units. When the war ended, the first motorcycle to enter Germany was a Harley-Davidson. This solidified Harley's image in the hearts of the public. In 1953, Harley's biggest rival, Indian Motorcycle, officially shut down. From that point on, Harley-Davidson stood alone as the undisputed symbol of motorcycle culture.
You won't believe this. The world's first Lamborghini was actually a tractor. After World War II, the young Lamborghini returns home alive. His father is overjoyed and wants him to stay and farm the land. But Lamborghini has a different dream. He wants to go to the city and build tractors. Smaller, cheaper, affordable for every farmer. His father laughs it off. "You're just a farmer," he says.
And if nobody buys your tractors?
A man who's not in debt has no reason to work. I want the Lamborghini name to live on. I want the world to never forget my name.
Lamborghini refuses to give up. Against his father's wishes, he leaves with his wife and friends to start a business in the city. To raise money, they enter a modified car race. The other racers drive modified Mercedes and early Ferraris. Lamborghini can only afford a rebuilt second-hand Fiat. With no choice, he floors the accelerator, but he can't catch Ferrari. Then things get worse. A Mercedes passes them too. Desperate, Lamborghini risks everything on a narrow corner. The car loses control and crashes into a cornfield. The championship slips away. The loss shatters his confidence. Seeing his doubt, his wife comforts him. She tells him dreams don't fail, he just haven't found the right way yet.
I believe in you.
Then she gives him another reason to fight. She's pregnant.
You'll be a great father.
Motivated again, Lamborghini searches for investors in the rain. He begs banks, pulls every connection he has. Finally, they secure a small loan. Work begins day and night. They design a tractor that's smaller but more powerful. To cut fuel costs, they create a dual-fuel engine using gasoline and diesel. They spend all their money on a used tractor. They strip it down, lift in a modified engine, and rebuild everything by hand. With no machines, they bend pipes, hammer steel, and shape metal plates themselves. Piece by piece, the tractor comes together. Just as success seems close, Lamborghini is hit by a devastating blow.